good. This is it. This is the last Shurley video you're gonna watch for this remote learning, and you are going to watch this unit. Look, I forgot to write Unit 3, Group 8A, Mixed Patterns, and then you are going to take this as your final Shurley grammar. You're gonna go ahead and watch the video as many times as you need to, and then take the Unit 3 Group 8A Mixed Patterns test on page 35. All right, so let's dig right in. Remember, mixed pattern sentences are when we combine the patterns that we've learned, pattern 1, pattern 2, and pattern 3 all together. And so we're kind of investigators right now trying to figure out, as we classify these sentences, is this a pattern 1? I might not know just by looking at it if it's a pattern 1, pattern 2, or pattern 3 sentence. I've got to classify it. I've got to find out if it's got direct objects and indirect objects, or if it's just a pattern 1 with a subject, noun, and a verb. So let's look at our first sentence about Ed and his brother, okay? So open up your Shurley book to page 35. Ed and his brother made their mom sandwiches for lunch. Who made their mom sandwiches for lunch? Remember, when we have two subjects, we call it a conjunction subject noun. So we have conjunction subject noun Ed and his brother, so conjunction subject noun for his brother. What is being said about Ed and brother? Ed and brother made, verb. Made, Ed and brother made what? Sandwiches. Let's see, they're sandwiches. Verify the noun. Does sandwiches mean the same thing as Ed and his brother? No, so I know that I've got a direct object here. Sandwiches is my direct object. My verb becomes a verb transitive. So it looks like I need to ask my indirect object question, because I've got more here. So they made sandwiches for whom? They made them for their mom. Indirect object. For, preposition, for what? For lunch, object of the preposition. Whose mom? Their, possessive pronoun adjective. Whose brother? His. We've got another possessive pronoun adjective. Don't forget to label your and as a conjunction. All right, let's look at this sentence. I've got a noun, verb, noun. I've got two nouns. I've got a conjunction subject noun, a verb transitive, an indirect object, and a direct object. So I know that sentences with indirect objects and direct objects are pattern 3. So I'm going to say subject, noun, verb, transitive, indirect object, direct object, pattern 3. Verb transitive, check again. Yes, made is my verb transitive, and I've got an indirect object and a direct object. For lunch, prepositional phrase. Period, statement, declarative sentence, go back to the verb and divide the complete subject from the complete predicate. Very good. Let's find out what these next 3 sentences are. So look at number 2. I shopped yesterday at the new supermarket. Who shopped yesterday at the new supermarket? I. Remember, we call that a subject pronoun. So I'm going to put S. Sorry, I almost put it in the parentheses, but that would be an understood subject pronoun, and this one is told to me. Subject pronoun. What is being said about I? I shopped. Verb. Shopped when? Yesterday. Adverb. At. Preposition. At what? The supermarket. Object of the preposition. What kind of supermarket? New. Adjective. The article adjective. All right, let's look at this sentence. I've got a subject pronoun, a verb, and a prepositional phrase, but I do not have a direct object or an indirect object. So I know that this is actually a pattern 1 sentence. So I'm going to say subject, noun, verb, pattern 1, check. Go at the new supermarket, prepositional phrase, period, statement, declarative sentence, go back to the verb and divide the complete subject. I've got a teeny tiny subject here from the complete predicate. Very good. All right, 2 more sentences. The children went outside for recess. Who went outside for recess? Children. Subject, noun. What is being said about the children? The children went. Verb. Children went. Went where? Outside. Adverb. For, preposition. For what? Recess. Object of the preposition. The, article, adjective. All right, did I get everything? Yep. Let's look at this. I've got a subject noun, a verb, and a prepositional phrase. No direct objects again, no indirect objects. So I know that this, once again, is a pattern 1 sentence. So I say subject, noun, verb, check, pattern 1, for recess, prepositional phrase, period statement, declarative sentence, go back to the verb, divide the complete subject from the complete predicate. All right, they're spoiling us again with all these declarative sentences. So I just want to remind you, not every sentence is a declarative sentence, right? A declarative sentence is making a statement. But if I am giving a command, then I have an imperative sentence or an IMP. And if I'm saying something with great excitement, I have an exclamatory sentence, or I mark that with an E. So sometimes I've noticed they kind of like to spoil us with all these declarative, and most of our sentences are declarative, but I just don't want you to become robots and always say declarative sentence. We need to really look at the sentence and decide, is this truly just making a declaration or a statement, or is this commanding something, or is it saying something with like great exclamation, or is it interrogative, INT, is it asking a question? So we need to remember to look at that. Okay, let's look at number 4. Look at the top of the page. Who looks at the top of the page? We've got that understood subject pronoun. We know that when they say look at the top of the page, if you're in class and Mrs. Johnson says to you, look at the top of the page, you know I'm talking to you. You are the understood subject pronoun. So right here in parentheses, we write you and SP for subject pronoun. What is being said about you? You look. Verb. At, preposition. At what? It looks like you're looking at the page. Object of the preposition. Did I write that right? At the top of the page. Oh, I'm sorry. At what? At the top. Object of the preposition. Of, preposition of what? Page, object of the preposition. Sorry, there are 2 prepositional phrases there. The, article, adjective. The, article, adjective. All right, so let's look at this again and see what kind of pattern, what kind of sentence this is. It looks like I've got a understood subject pronoun of you, I've got a verb, and then I've got 2 prepositional phrases. So I do not see a direct object or an indirect object. Make sure when you've got prepositional phrases, you're not confusing them as indirect objects or direct objects. Remember our prepositions, and there's a whole list of them in your jingles. So I would encourage you, before you take this, to sing your indirect object jingle, your direct object jingle, and your preposition jingle. And then you'll remember how we mostly identify prepositions from memory, right? All right, so we've got a subject, noun, verb, pattern 1, sentence again. Check. At the top, preposition. Of the page, prepositional phrase. Here's what I was just talking about not being robots. Let's look at this. Look at the top of the page. Period. This is not a declarative sentence, but this is an imperative, right? I am being commanded to do something. So period, command, sorry, my brain went blank even though I told you that just a second ago. Period, command, imperative, and I show that by writing IMP, period, command, imperative sentence, go back to the verb, divide the complete subject from the complete predicate. So I'm actually going to have to fit a little dash in here between my subject pronoun and my verb. All right, very good. Well, again, go ahead and watch this video again if needed, but then you're going to turn off the video when you take your test. And y'all are going to do great. Remember, this is the last thing for Shurley, and if you get stuck on anything or have a question that you can't answer from watching these videos or from your reference section, please do reach out to us. We don't want any of you to feel stuck. We can't wait to see you Friday and either wave to you, or if we don't see you there, hopefully we'll get to say goodbye in some other way. But we miss you all very, very much, and you guys are going to do great on this, okay? Take care.